All right, ladies and gentlemen, I came across a very interesting tweet over on Twitter, and I know I still call it Twitter, I don't care. It comes from Colonel Otaku Gatekeeper, and this one has to do about Wikipedia apparently locking down the ability to edit Yasuke's Wikipedia page, and Yasuke's page has been basically infiltrated by leftists. Once they got their stuff in there, they completely locked it down, removing the ability for anybody to put real historical accuracy in there, thus, causing a massive meltdown over that fact. Now, what's even more interesting is that there's a tweet here on that same post saying that the Japanese have now started their own petition to cancel Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, apparently the Japanese have started their own petition to cancel Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is honestly, it's amazing. It's amazing to see it. Is it going to happen? No, obviously not. They're going to try to pretend, Ubisoft's going to try to pretend like none of this is happening. They're not going to want people to want to talk about it because they want people to think that Japanese love this stuff. All the Japanese are so happy over the fact that they get to be represented by Yasuke. So let's get into this video, guys. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithms. And again, as I'm prefacing in every one of these videos, I am on the road. I'm going to be away for a few days. So if my audio sounds strange, I apologize. Just bear with me. So it says Wikipedia has now removed the ability to alter Yasuke's Wikipedia page. None of the sources they use to justify their false claim that Yasuke was a samurai are Japanese. They are all Western sources. Leftists are the masters of historical revisionism. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, on a Wikipedia page that has to do with someone who is based in Japan, they are using no Japanese sources in order to bolster their argument or justify their edits. They are using all Western, highly revised versions of Yasuke in order to do any sort of, I guess, proof of Yasuke being a samurai. One of which I know is complete and utter bullshit, which is a Smithsonian magazine. That one in particular, I read myself, and it was a completely ridiculous article. And even in that article, they say Yasuke was not a samurai. I believe they say he was a retainer, and that they believe that he could have been a samurai. And apparently that's enough to say, yup, he was a samurai, because they need this, guys. That's the thing. The leftists absolutely need this. If they don't get this, they're not going to get their way. They have to see their virtue signal live for everyone else to see. And they're going to force you to eat it and take it. And the fact that they locked it down just proves that you are absolutely correct in believing and knowing that Yasuke was never proven to be a samurai. That is 100% fact. There is no historical text. I don't give a shit what Western person tells you. There is no historical text proving in text that he was a samurai by rank or anything. Nothing at all. But they're going to try to, gaslight you anyway and lock shit down. So if you look at this, you're going to see some of the sources here. You got this paper from an academic historian. Great. This book by Lockley mentioned several times above. Several academic reviews of Lockley's book. The book of Lopez Vera linked in previous comment. The Smithsonian Magazine, Time Magazine, the BBC, Britannica. So all of the, none of these are Japanese, bro. None of these are Japanese. It's amazing. Also, look at this. Oh, even better. Conversely, we have not found a single reliable source that says explicitly he was not a samurai, or that even suggests that he might not have been. Not one. All we have is a bunch of WPOR readings of primary sources and sources that don't say anything on the subject. This is what they do. I hope you understand that, because we've seen this happen so many times, and I'm going to showcase you exactly what they do. So what they say is, okay, well, let me read the text. I'm going to go through the text, go through all of it. Okay. It doesn't explicitly say he wasn't a samurai. Thus, us saying he was a samurai can't be disproven, so we win. That's their mindset, and they do this all the time. Look at what they do with other characters, and fake characters, right? How many characters have they turned gay? How many characters have they race swapped? How many characters have they changed drastically? All because in the original text they say, well, it doesn't explicitly say it's not this, right? It doesn't explicitly say he's not gay, so we can make him gay. It doesn't explicitly say he's white, so we can make him black. Like, they do this all the time, and they're doing it with a real historical person now, which is fucking insane. It says a petition has started calling for the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows to be canceled. Everyone, please cooperate. Last name, give it name, etc., etc. So when you take this and you click this, it brings you to this particular petition, which after only just a few days is at almost 17,000 signatures. So there are very clearly a good amount of people that are highly upset over this stuff, whether they are Western people or Japanese people, I don't know, but I gotta tell you, it's pretty bad, and it's a bad look for Ubisoft. Now, I translated this upper part here, and it essentially translates to, we call for the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows to be canceled. So this is no joke. This is no joke. They absolutely are serious about this, and they want to cancel this game. And you know what? Rightfully so, man. I'm not even going to deny it. Rightfully so. You have to be like shitting me if you think that it's okay for a certain group of people to be represented by someone who is not them. When you constantly talk about proper representation, when you constantly talk and shill over representation, and you want to convince everybody of how important it is, all of a sudden you got to Japan and you derped, right? Like, you just completely and utterly derped, and you're like, oh, black guy, you know? And then you say, well, it's historical, it's real, you know? And you use that as an excuse for doing what we know you wanted to do from the beginning. Don't try to convince anybody that you're doing this to try to be historically accurate, because that has nothing to do with it. You know damn well Ubisoft doesn't care about being historically accurate in a game like Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? They don't care about that. What they care about is doing their virtue signal. We know that to be true because we've seen all the leaked emails from Ubisoft, all the DEI nonsense that they've been pushing, and they saw an opportunity to interject a DEI person. That's really what it is, because that's how they view it. They saw an opportunity to interject a black guy into feudal Japan, and they took it. They took it really quick. They didn't even think about it. They're like, yep, we're going to do it. Who cares if Japanese are upset? We are going to make a game that's going to allow for a hulking black guy to absolutely destroy Asians as much as he wants. Stop Asian hate. Yep, nope, that doesn't apply here. We're going full on with the statistics. So it's so insane, man. And again, they'll try to convince you otherwise and say, oh, Japanese love this stuff, right? And I'm sure there are some Japanese that don't see a problem with it, but I think that's mainly due to the personality of Japanese people overall. I think a lot of Japanese people that are not Americanized Japanese anyway, like I'm talking homeland Japanese, they think, they're very conservative. They are very reserved. They're not too extroverted, so they don't really want to bother anybody. They don't really want to seem to be a problem, and they are probably going along with this for that simple reason. But for a fact they're probably talking about it in private, and they're like, wow, look at what they're doing to represent Japan. This is not exactly a good look. So I'm glad to see a lot of Japanese people fighting against it. Again, I don't think this petition is going to do anything, but if you are willing, you should absolutely sign it if you're able. If it's locked to Japanese people only, then encourage, do videos, talk about it, and see what it goes. You never know. You absolutely never know what might happen. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.